welcome back. Today's lesson, we're going to be talking about anger management. In the last lesson, we talked about conflict. So what is conflict again? It's basically a disagreement between two or more people. Remember, we learned that most conflicts begin small, and when we manage them, they stay small. But what happens when we don't manage them? Think about it for a second. Okay, if you thought the conflict gets worse, you're right. As a conflict gets worse, it escalates. So, when we think about our anger escalating, all that means is our anger is getting bigger or hotter. As you can see on the example here with the steps, our anger can go from a calm state, which is the bottom step, all the way to the top step, where we end up feeling enraged. Enraged is anger at its biggest or hottest level. Let's think about it some more. You may find yourself in a conflict and go from calm to annoyed. Or you may go from calm to enraged super fast. So anger left unmanaged can be unhealthy. Now, let's look at escalating anger another way. Escalating anger is like a pot of water heating up on a stove. What do you think happens when you first put a pot of water in the stove? Nothing really. It's calm, just like our first step. It starts out cool, but as the temperature rises, it becomes lukewarm, then warm, then hot. And what do you think happens when the heat stays on? The water begins to boil. So remember, escalating anger has degrees of intensity, just like that pot of water you saw. And you can go from calm to enraged super fast. So, when you hear that siren sound, I'm pretty sure it gets your attention. So your body pretty much works the same way. Your brain sends signals to let you know that you're becoming angry. Flushed face. So your face may turn a little red, kind of like when you get embarrassed sometimes. Tense muscles. When your emotions are building, such as anger, your muscles can tense up. Clenched fist. Boy, when your anger is really going up those steps that we talked about, you're really starting to tense up, almost ready to fight. When something triggers your anger, your brain sends physical signals to your body in response. These physical signs let you know your emotions need to be managed. So, what about your heart rate? That's the last signal that we're going to talk about. Your heart rate will just continue to beat faster and faster. When something triggers your anger, your brain sends physical signals to your body in response. These physical signs are a cue to pay attention what you're feeling and thinking so that you can respond appropriately. Anger is a normal emotion. Everyone gets angry sometime, but it's not normal to let your anger go unmanaged. So we're going to practice keeping that anger in check. Paula dashed into the science lab right before the bell rang. As she grabbed the tray of beakers and rushed to her seat, she tripped on a backpack and dropped the tray of beakers. She was annoyed and a little embarrassed. How can Paula keep her anger in check? Which of these two options represents a healthy way for Paula to manage her emotions? Is it A, someone tripped me on purpose? Or is it B, at least I didn't hurt myself, I can just laugh it off? If you chose B, you're right. Paula could just look at the bright side of things and even laugh it off. Positive self-talk is a healthy way to keep negative emotions from escalating. Negative self-talk feeds the anger. It will not help you manage it. After Paula regained her balance, she looked up to see two classmates talking on their phones and laughing. She assumed they were talking about her, tripping over her backpack. She was so irritated that her heart started pounding in her chest. To manage her emotion, Paula should Paula A, keep her cool by letting it go, or B, yell, "What are you jerks laughing at?" So which of the two options help Paula keep her anger in check? If you chose A, you're right. Instead of yelling and name calling, which can escalate her emotions, Paula can just keep her cool by letting the situation go. Some things are not worth arguing over. So, before I go, I'm going to teach you 6 strategies to help you de-escalate that anger. The first strategy to de-escalate a conflict is call a person by name. Using a person's name when there is a conflict shows that you respect the person. Strategy number 2, ask to hear the other person's point of view. That's right, understanding how the other person sees the situation can change how you feel about that situation. Strategy number 3, relax your body. When you relax your body, you're showing the other person that you are staying calm and don't want to fight. Strategy number 4, use words like let's, we, our, and together. Instead of demanding your own way, cooperate and talk about the conflict as a shared problem. The two of you can work together to resolve the problem. Strategy number 5, use a calm voice. When you keep your voice calm, others will lower their voices too. Strategy number 6, identify the problem without blaming the other person. So instead of blaming the other person, cooperate to find a solution. So there you have it, the 6 strategies to keeping that anger in check. So that's all I have for now. I know we talked about a lot of information, but if you want, you can just go back and watch the video again. If not, I'll see you next time.